Awesome. Cool. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the opening round of season 7 of IIRL. We'll have, I don't know, maybe it's Alex joining us in a moment on the stream. So they're just restarting the console at the minute. And so here we go, the very first qualifying that we have for this season. And we've got a few new faces up in AT1 that you might recognise from AT2 last season. We've got Red Dragon and Johnny B up now. So along with a few new faces that Sebastian CZ as well, they're reserving for this race. And then the rest of the familiar gang, a few returners like Snacks. They're now evening Snacks. Samantha, evening. So we've got Snacks returning for this season as well as a full-time driver. So yeah, it should be off to an exciting season. We've got lots of fast drivers with us this season. CRE Willow making a sort of full-time debut, I believe, with AT1. Evening Greg, evening Willow. So cool. Just have to invite. Here as well. There we are. So it looks like it could just end up being me this evening doing the streaming. Alex is having problems with the with actually joining. Okay, so we had 10:10 on an outlap and then just hopped back down into the pits and just straight up retired. Okie dokes, that's fine. Well, let's bring up the track map as well, so we know where everybody is and what's going on. There we are. Cool. So it looks like we have Jacob out on their very first fast lap. Let's see how this goes. Making it all the way through turns 1, 2, and 3 quite nicely. 2 being an absolute nightmare to get through. Just a little bit of very easy to get a bit of the rear end coming out on that if you touch the inside curb. And so it's lots of little logistical issues going on at the same time. So see if just with the opening at the moment, you know, it's that waiting for everything to run through. Let's bring up the not that one. There we go. That's what we want. Evening Socks joining us. Yep, it's me on my very first stream, so and to forgive the awkward moments when I'm just sort of not 100% sure what I'm doing. There we go, so a 1:27.8 for our first lap, as we have our last driver of the evening joining us, Josh, in Q1. So we've just got, where are we? So Steinos just coming around with the Red Bull. 1:27.7. I do believe that we had a bit of a crazy pole time on Tuesday with Willow setting the getting P1 with a 1:26.7, 8, something like that. I think it was a time that, oh, okay, there we go. Björnbe's going 5/10 faster than Steinos. Both Björnbe's and Steinos making for some pretty quick drivers in AT1 this season. Oh, Barbar Senior setting a lap of 1:29, so a little bit behind. With Snacks coming in at a 1:26. We've got Barbar Junior's popped back into the pits. We've got Padge on his outlap as well, so he's about to start his laps. Let's see let's ride on board with Padge this lap and see how he does. As I believe those are the only people we've currently got out on. There you go. Thanks, Sox. 26.8 for the pole time for Tuesday. So here we go. I don't think I've ever actually seen Energy Racing before. I believe they're also a returner for this season. So, as they've just set the fastest first sector of anyone on track. Socks bigging up the Sauber. I do. You're the Sauber in AT2 if I'm not mistaken, or is it AT or is it NA? But you're in the Sauber for this season, making his full-time debut on Tuesday with NA as well. Socks. Oh no, yeah, the Ferrari in AT2. So, just a range of teams going on here. Let's see. So, pop my fellow streamer an invite if we can get them in. That would be grand for this evening. Then it's not just me on my lonesome on my Todd talking at all of you. So here we go. And energy coming around to set P4 with a 128.1. Let's see, who do we have coming up? One of the... Well, this will be a fun one to ride on board with, actually. See where Willow comes in. Apologise, I've got a bit of a frame rate drop as well, which I don't quite understand. So yeah, teething problems. This wasn't a problem earlier on when I was trying this. So, oh, there we go. That seems to have fixed itself. I apologise about that. Not sure what was going on there. So Willow setting a 28.8 for his first sector. There you go. Snacks coming in with he's washed, even though I'm pretty sure that you know I don't think I'm going to beat that time on Sunday with a 128.6, so that'll be interesting. Willow, I do believe, is a favourite for making some good progress in AT1 this season. I mean, we had a good season with him from or a good debut with him on Monday in NA. With the exception of a little mishap at the beginning, but then we'll forgive that. But came in with the win on track before I believe losing it to a penalty, unfortunately, with then Smiley coming in with P1. So see what Willow can do in NA or AT1 this season. Sorry, 127.0. That is an excellent pole time. Sorry, 2 seconds while I'm just. Red Dragon did very well in his last season in AT2. So let's see how he places with these guys in AT1. Uh, 127.8, placing him in P6. So I think we've got quite an exciting Q1 in for us today, because there's a lot of very, very fast drivers out there. Red Dragon with a 50-second penalty according to Sox. So is there a good reason for that penalty, or is it just for the entertainment? Anybody else on their fast lap at the moment? Out on track. Let's see. Oh, there we are. Smiley crosses the line with a 127.8. Oh, 127.9. We're right on the cusp there for that one. Snacks on his outlap. There we go. Exotic Plains, our AT1 champion from last season. Accusing you of favoritism. I mean, I'm sure as a shoot you should be taking favorites. So maybe that should be a 50-second penalty for you. Let's see. Oh, Exotic Plains with the fastest middle sector there. Just coming down to the last corner here. There we go. Let's see, where does Exotic Plains pop on this? Let's try it. Let's see. Sometimes Alex is just a bit on the there we go. There's another invite for you. So we got Exotic Plains with a 126.9. There's not a lot in it between P1 and P3 at the minute. And the midfield's pretty, well, the current quote-unquote midfield is pretty stacked together quite nicely as well. We also have DeflatedWee on his lap. I believe Barbar Jr. is just crossing the line now with a 127.8. I do believe we might even have Barbar Senior joining us at some point this season. One of our tiers. There you go. Let's see. We is also, you know, a contender up there for the championship this season as always. 127.7. There we go. So we've got people starting to retire now, coming up to the end of the session. Snacks is on another fast lap. Oh, that's a particularly slow time, so I'm going to presume that was a warm-up lap to get those tyres going. There we go. There we go. Oh yes, of course. There's Barbar Senior. There's lots of names in this stack. So it's very hard to recognize some of them and not see some of them. Currently with a 129.2, but this track does ramp up quite quickly, as we saw on Tuesday. With the between Q1 and Q3, the times just kept getting faster. Let's keep an eye on. So I think, well, it looks like it, yeah, could be close to see who is actually going to pull off pole today, with such fast times currently being posted at the top there. Like we say, the track ramps up very quickly. Steinos joins us. Steinos has already joined us. Oh, okay. Barbar Senior coming back in. We wanna follow Sebastian, see if he's. I do believe this is. Yeah, this has got to be a fast lap. Exotic gonna pull a 125.9 this season. That'd be impressive. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see a sub 26. That would be exciting. So 7/10 to being safe into Q2. So let's see. It's 3/10 up at the minute on his previous fast lap. Come down to the final corner now. Flashing on the way around. Let's see if we can. Ooh, I don't quite think. No, I didn't quite make it into Q. Straight through into Q2 now. So there we are. Our top 15 for the fastest in Q1. With our 5 knockouts being 10-10 and Josh, who are apparently starting right from the back of the grid. Sebastian CZ making his AT1 debut as a reserve with the Aston Martin, and Barbar Senior knocked out in Q1. So make our way into Q2 on board with Willow. Get some tips and tricks in. See how Willow pulls this one off. Coming down into the first corner. Ooh. Bit of smoke coming off the tyre, the front right there as he goes into the corner. DRS up the straight into turn 4. I find Bahrain a funny one because it's not as bad as Austria, honestly, with the errant turn 3, 2, 3, just in the middle of a track. Turn that's not a turn. Obviously saying the fastest first sector, as he is the first out on track. Ooh, dragging one of the tyres down into turn 10. This uphill section, which I do believe is, let's have a look, generally flat. If you're brave, it's flat through there. Using overtake just to get up the revs a little bit. As we come down into the final turn here. Final 2 turns, I think it is, technically. But Sam's the DRS open, and we get a 127.2, so a little slower than his Q one time. So, who else do we have coming around behind that? I do believe it was Barbar Jr. coming across the line next. 128.3, followed by DeflatedWee. 127.9. What else do we have crossing the line? One of the Aston Martins with Jacob, who has just jumped up to P3. Johnny B's an interesting one, coming in at 15th, I think. Like, Johnny B shows, I personally think anyway, shows a lot of promise for this season. And being aggressively prodded. So, crosses the line with a 129.2. Okay. Who else do we have out on track at the minute? So we haven't seen Smaller Smiley, Felix, or Natured Alloy out on track yet. Or somebody whacks one of those bollards across the track. We've got Björn Beast with Steinos running close behind, both weaving as much as they possibly can to get that tyre temperature in. Which is as I've said before, is quite a difficult one. Yep. Pulling across to one side, letting the in-lap cars come in. At least I believe they're on the in-lap. Ooh, accusations of blocking going along here. Let's follow Stas again. Steiner's quite from the placement times quite fast, and definitely up there with the speed. With see turn 1, nice and clean through turn 1. On the throttle. I think the Williams would have been that guy, Red Dragon, for yep, for the alleged blocking. Ooh. So I can't remember if it's the same with this game as it was with the last time, where the purple sectors only show up if you're the only people on track. But Stonos has just posted a purple sector according to our track map for Sector 1. The track starts to ramp up, but then we don't know who's using used, who's using new. A lot of people like to go out for their very first lap with used tyres just to get that banker in. Okay, so let's see if we can't get... There we go. Alex is back with us. So, dropped you an invite, Alex, for game. There we go. Stanos crosses the line with a 127.8. So, and we also had Björn Beast coming in at a 127.4. So that's an interesting pairing, Björn Beast and Exotic. I think there's a real championship contender in that one. Felix 128.3. Got Chaz out on track at the moment. 82 teammate, yeah. That's just one of those things, isn't it? Availability. flat out up the hill as you'd expect, posting a fastest middle sector as other drivers start to come out on their sorry, bear with me. Co-streamer having unfortunate issues with getting on with us this evening. Yeah, Chaz coming with a 127.6. Since everybody has now completed at least one lap. Smaller do believe this is their in-lap, although it is invalidated, so I do hope it's their in-lap, as they've posted a 128.5. This one, let's see, do we have anybody else out on a fast lap at the moment? Chaz on his in-lap. And I do believe, I'm not sure if that was we just out on a fast lap or not. I don't know with the battery percentage that he's got at the minute, so I'm going to consider this as another fast lap attempt while the track is pretty much empty. Let's see. Improves by 0.15 seconds. 1.5 tenths of a second. Bit of a lock up there down the hill. As drops down into turn 10. Ooh. Evening, Tomino. Joining us for the stream tonight. Along with many of our other, I'm sure, loyal fans and drivers. As we is up half a second on his previous lap, on his last lap time, so that is on course to put him well in towards P2 at the moment. So I think we could see Willow and we as being safe at the very least. As Chaz retires. So Chaz is pretty confident and that's it. There we go. We with a 127.4, or almost flat, giving us our now P2. Oh, who else do we have here? That guy, 127.7. We've got Energy out on another, on their outlap. What surprises me at the minute is seeing Snacks down in P15. The 129.3. Although I'm sure in just a second we will have Snacks coming out on the track, and yeah, there we go, as he just starts to come out of the pits now. You see his little green, bright green dot on the map start to come out on track, just to try and solidify that place into Q3. I always find myself getting those three mixed up. I feel like it should be Q3, 2, 1, but then 1 comes first, 3 comes last. Here we go, down into turn 1. Which lots of people say that, there's a lot of, turn 10 is the worst turn on this track. I hate turn 1. I can't stand it every single time. It's just all the throttle into turn 2 and then out into turn 3, and it's like, it's just Spin City. Energy is up 2 tenths on his previous fastest lap. So I think we'll see some real good improvement here on for as the track starts to ramp up further. A weaving Aston Martin, I believe. A weaving Jacob trying to get temperature into those tyres. As we come around and up the hill. A lot of battery usage for this lap, which I find interesting, but they have posted a fastest middle sector 5 tenths faster than their previous fastest lap. Not their previous fastest lap. Here we go. As we come down to the last turn, where are we going to see Energy coming through? There's P9. So they improved 4/10 on that lap. So as it stands, they are safe. So at the minute, the people to watch, I think, would be Smaller Smiley on his fast lap. Because we've got these three at the bottom here, really pushing it. In fact, let's jump on board with Snacks, who is a bit further ahead and has got a lot to really push through into Q3 here. So a whole second almost up on their fastest lap before. And Snack's always a strong shot every single time I've ever found myself in a race with him. Yeah. DRS open. Oh, crosses the line with a 128.4. I do not think that's gonna have him safe through. Let's see Smaller Smiley coming down into the last turn. Oh, there we are. 127.5. So now we've really got some Johnny B next across the line. Smaller Smiley taking quite a... Well, if you go by Chaz's estimation, pretty safe. Here we go, as we have Johnny B crossing the line with... And goes P15 with a 128.4. Felix improving by 2/10 on this lap, but I don't know if that'll be enough to get him through into Q3. Oh, just misses out. Jacob coming in. So there we go. I think that's it. I think that is our final order. We do have Dragon out on the track at the minute, but Dragon is safe. I think Dragon has realised that Dragon is safe, judging by the highlights. Smaller with his P7 in Q2. So that we've lost from our qualifying rounds. Johnny B, Snacks, Jacob, Baba Jr. and Felix Bakero. With Willow topping the timing sheet there with a 127.2. That's not quite as fast as his pole time from Tuesday. So, I don't know, maybe it's not quite the... 81's not where the pace is anymore. Maybe everyone's dropped into NA for the pace. So Q3, our shortest qualifying session, as I'm sure we'll have lots of, which, well, I suppose that's what you'd expect. Everybody wants to get in that Q3, use one try and maybe save a soft for the race, because we had a lot of soft running on Tuesday. Bahrain seems to be a track you could, if you're good with them, make the softs go a good distance. So here we go, as we start his first flying lap of the session. And I do believe we've got Energy not too far behind. Maybe getting a little bit of a toe off of that. Quite far back. Ooh, nice and solid through turn 3. Turns 2 and 3. Yeah. Every time I look at it, every time I see a purple sector on it, I get excited, but then I realise it's the very first group of people who are actually out on the track, so... With only... We still have 2 full teams here in... working through AT1... in Q3, sorry. The Mercedes, the Williams, and the Hasses. Everybody else has lost a teammate. So, if anybody's trying to orchestrate any toes here, then that might be a slightly harder one to achieve. The 2 Hasses on completely opposite sides of the track at the moment. Although we do have both the... If I'm reading my blues correctly. We do have two Williams not too far apart, so maybe at some point they might see oh no, half a track apart. That's exactly where you'd want to be. As we invalidates on the very last possible corner. That's got to sting. With energy setting a 127.9 for our very first flying lap. That guy coming in not too far behind with a 127.7. Chaz posting a 127.4. So we're starting to get back towards our Q2 times now. With Exotics out on his outlap. We've got Willow just set a fastest middle sector on their first lap, their first flying lap. Again, expecting big things from Willow. A 126.7. So, if what I read earlier on is correct, that does in fact put us faster than our fastest time on Tuesday in NA. Oh, as Beast goes ahead and sets a 126.6, pushing him off the top spot. I think we've got Smiley coming around the last corner next. Let's see, what can we expect from Smiley here? A 127.9. Or just trying to get out of the way of the RB of Red Dragon. Trying to make sure they don't give away too much toe. Are we going to see? I think Wee's going to have to dive back into the pits. I don't know if he's got the fuel to make another run. As Exotic Planes comes around, towards the end of his lap. Ah, that's got a sting for Wee. I do feel for him. The last thing you want is your very first lap in Q3 being invalidated. As Exotic Planes makes his way up towards run out of battery just at the last crucial second with a 126.9. Got some good times coming in here. Red Dragon are next across the line. I like Q3 more than Q1 to watch. It's easier to follow the number of people on the track. There's so many heads just up on there. Here we go, coming in around the last corner. Still got a bit of battery deployment left to take advantage of. As Red Dragon crosses the line with a 127.4. And there we have it. All of our drivers now just coming steadily back into the pits. Although that guy, if that guy is on a fast lap, he has improved by 0.02 of a second when I popped on to have a look. There we are. Keeps P6 though, I believe, so it's not a bit of an improvement, not a huge improvement. So let's see him pop right down to the pit. So we've still got time to see one more group of people. One more set of running to go. Every attempt I've ever made to weave like that has ended in a spin. But then again, that is just my signature move. A nice spin halfway through a track, halfway through a lap, halfway through a race. So I think, I don't know. I'm trying to rack my brain here with who we're going to have out at the top of who's going to qualify pole for our first AT1 session. Seeing as we have got some very there's not a lot in it. There really isn't a lot in it between. Well, there's definitely almost nothing in it between Beyond Beast and Willow. 1.1 seconds. 0.11 seconds. Sorry. As we get Chaz about to start. Oh, and somebody seems to have had a bit of a spin back there. Hey, inflate him like a balloon, deflate him so he can zoom. I like that. Now, we need to get a big banner made now for Wii with that on. Everyone could just sort of stand there with these boards on, just let's say outside Wii's house, but I think that would be a bit weird. Just sort of, you know, waving your gigantic banner that you've made in the name of DeflatedWee. Oh, I missed the time that. Oh, there we are. Oh, Chaz down by 2/10, but the person I really think I want to be watching this lap is Wii. So 28.2. Do you not believe that is some of the fastest? Set to what times we got? Oh, excuse me. Ooh. Oh, not the time to be yawning. Oh, nice and solid through there. Gets the power on. A bit of extra overtake to really pull him up the revs a little bit. Though he's not too far behind Mercedes, I believe, Exotic. So, is he close enough that he can get away with a toe down this part of the track? Oh, I don't know. Quite far back. Comes in to make the final turn. And where's we going to go with this? Bearing in mind this is his only time. P4 currently with a 1:27. As we have Willow coming around the final corner, or Björn Beast, who is currently our provisional pole sitter. Fastest time again with Willow. Oh, just popping him out by 1/10 of a second almost. That guy, invalidated by the looks of it on the lap. So we have, that is it. We have our final qualifying order, which is massively different from our... Alright, Björn, and the rest, claiming to have had an awful lap at 1:26.6, so I'll believe it when I see it. There we go then, everyone. That is our final qualifying order. We have Willow in P with the pole position again for the second race in a row. Same track. 1:26.5. Followed by Björn Beast in P2, Plains, Wii, Red Dragon, Natured Alloy, or Chaz, Smaller Smiley, Energy, that guy, and Stynos. Stynos putting in a P10. I was hoping for a bit faster than that one. So here we are as we pop into our 5-minute break. Made an error in turn 1. It was P4 100%. Ah, Red Dragon, very close for you. Although I will admit the order of everybody has already gone out of my head, even though we've been gone for all of about 2 minutes. There you go, P5. The only ones I seem to remember is Willow, Björn, and Stynos in Ps 1, 2, and 10. Only very low fidelity distance smoke, setting us all off. Whoa. Apologies. There we are. So, I wonder if we'll have quite an exciting start with for this race as we had for the last one. It was Björn Beast almost spinning the car around there. Oh, we have had somebody spin it around. Let's find who that was. I think that might have been that guy, to be honest with you, or possibly Felix. No, I think it was Stynos. I thought that was a Red Bull. That would explain why he's just overtaken Felix. So, we do not want to be spinning on that formation lap. Although it has now given us quite a big gap down the field. So, with Josh also looking like he's out of place, he may also have had a spin, P18, but sitting at the back of the pack. Didn't realise that the formation lap could be so exciting. So everyone, that's a good point. Let's take a look at our tyres is what we're after here. Nope, nope, nope. That one, there we go. So we've got everybody on softs except for that guy, Sebastian and Josh, who have elected to start on the hards. See, here we are. Everybody just starting to rock up to the end of the grid. Tyre smoke everywhere. As we have Josh managing to, and Bravo Senior somehow managing to get himself to qualify from the session, but I'm going to assume that that will fix itself in 2 seconds. There we are. So, as we have the lights out, everybody is off. Already got Smaller Smiley making up a place on there. Oh, we've got an Aston out in the grass. I do believe that is Sebastian. Oh, turn 1, always possible chaotic scenes into turn 1. So we have DeflatedWee up in and making the overtake up into P4. Oh, here we go with the back of the pack. Lots of people going 3 wide into turn 3, 4. Terrifying. Lots of action down there at the back of the pack with Josh and Sebastian swapping places. Oh, and there was a coming together down there at the front. I do believe that was that with Johnny B? Do we have some? It looked like some people came together there. Do we have any damages? Or the 2 McLarens fighting it out into a 10-10 right the way at the back. Let's have a look. Willow's still managing to pull out at the front with half a second lead, but the pack is still pretty close together. Smiley down a place, I believe, with Steinos managing to make it up 4 places into P1. No, that's right, P1? P6. Sorry. As we finish our first lap, everyone says, oh, the Red Bull of Steinos going quite wide there. And unsurprisingly, our fastest lap is Willow. Anybody going to make a move down into there? Yeah, a Smaller Smiley made a dive on Energy. Didn't quite make it. Oh, but seems to have got better traction now as Steinos pushes him off the track. Was that Steinos? It was Steinos pushing him off the track. That was the scenes there. Looks like this could be an interesting one to go for through here, as everyone's still quite close together. Nobody really. Oh, Snacks is an interesting one. He is right behind Barbar Jr. Right on his gearbox. So we've got the DRS here. Bit naughty there indeed. But there's not a lot you can do when you're stuck in a DRS train. 10-10 still down in P15. Though I'm going to presume, just looking at their cars, I don't think, if they did ever come together, I don't think there's any damage. As that gap in the middle of the field starts to build. Top 5, all holding it quite close together. As Exotic makes that move on Björn Beast. I mean, here's hoping that these 2 manage to keep it clean, being teammates. Well, it looked like a little bit of a lock up there from Exotic. As that guy, as 10-10 makes an overtake on that guy, Snacks makes it up into P12. Steinos. Not quite close enough, although we do have the Felix making another move on Snacks to take that place back. And Snacks is not letting up. Snacks is right behind still. Always got good racecraft, Snacks. Like, every time I've ever raced alongside Snacks, I've never had to worry about somebody, you know, smashing into me. But, maybe me into him. So I expect some good clean racing between these two here. Everybody's still pretty close together. Right on board with Snacks as he comes down here. I don't think there's a lot to see at this point. I mean, sadly you've got the inevitable midfield DRS train that has formed. The top 5 all coming quite close together, so I think that's one of the places we might want to keep an eye on it here. Exotic Plains. 7/10 behind Willow. I don't know if that's enough, you know. I don't know if that's quite enough to be able to pull him back into like making it an overtake. I think, if anything, he's got to be careful he doesn't... Bjorn Beast doesn't make it up too quickly on him. No, nothing moving into turn 1. Although we do have Jacob making a move on Dinos, which is, as I'm sure everybody remembers, is a rivalry. As 10-10 makes a place on Snacks and Johnny B as well. Did Snacks have a moment back there? Well, there we go, as we get to see the Red Bull of Steinus and the Aston Martin of Jakob fighting it up in towards turn 4. This is a fun part of the track, though, I think. I think this is a fun part of the track. Oh, lots of little lockups, everybody dragging those tyres through there. Let's see. Baba Senior makes me. Did we have... We had a spin from Josh. Was that contact, though? Did we have any contact between the Red Bull of Josh? His... No. So many year in a row in the Red Bull. My teammate from NA last season. All the way at the back. A big gap has formed between the front 5 and the rest of the pack. A 3-second gap between Red Dragon and Chaz. Red Dragon is keeping up very well with our very experienced AT1 drivers. Yeah, good debut here for him for AT1. I know that he was. I do believe, Podcamper, that Barbar Senior is Barbar Junior's father. So, we've got a father-son pair in AT1, which I think is fun. But yeah, oh, there we go, as Smaller makes a way past Chaz. Smaller has very good pace on this track, as we saw from Tuesday, sorry. Almost no mistakes whatsoever from Smiley. This will be an interesting one to see, because, I mean, we'll see how well Smiley manages to defend off Chaz here into this section of the track, because there's such a big gap to Red Dragon. So maybe if these guys keep it clean, they can work together to try and, you know, leapfrog up the pack a bit. But it seems like we've settled down a little. The closest 2 drivers here are these 2, although we do have 10-10 quite close to Barbar Jr. Snacks making getting quite close to that guy as well. Man, I'd hate to be that camera. Or is Chaz going to make a move on Smiley? No, he keeps it safe. He's going to go for the DRS and try and make the move down here into turn 1. I don't think this is going to be a difficult move at all. This should be nice and easy, nice and clean. Although, there is a chance Smiley might lose 2 places here. No. Energy catching up on him, but I think that is fine. Will we see Smiley take it back? Because again, I think that we had a little bit of a lock-up there from one of them. Energy starts to make his way up onto the back of Smaller Smiley. Oh, the 3 of them here all quite close together. The pack has really started to spread out a bit. We've got 10-10 making moves on... Oh! I'm not sure if that was a lock-up from Barbar there, or a bit of contact between 10-10 and Barbar Jr. There we are. Barbar Jr. back down into P14. So, DRS zone coming up here. We've got Chaz 6/10 ahead of Smiley. I mean, this section of DRS, it's there, but making a move on it's a bit of a harder one to do. Gets you closer together going up into this part of the track. Very easy to lose the rear end up here if you tap that inside curb. Felix close up on the back of Steinos, who is back down into P10. Had a really good start, but then bowled it a little bit, unfortunately. Head back to here. Oh, I do believe that was... We've got energy in the pits, so our first pit... And Steinos is dropping into the pits as well for our first set of pit stops from our soft runners. Smaller did not manage to make the move up there. What do we got now? Both of our two drivers now at the back of the pack. Have a quick look and see what tyres they hopped onto. They've hopped onto the hards already on at the end of lap 6. They are the first of the drivers. Are they planning to go long though? That's my question. Is that their strategy as we drops off the DRS, out of DRS from Beyond Beast? Red Dragon starting to, looks like their tyres might be getting a little older, starting to struggle a bit now, and the pack is starting to spread out a bit. Still got this close battle between Smiley and Chaz. Interestingly, Exotic doesn't seem to be able to make those moves up on Willow, but I think it's close enough still for DRS, so I don't think we have to worry too much about his teammate behind. And I think we're going to have yet another switch here between Smiley and Chaz. As Red Dragon, as BMB and DeflatedWee both pit. Here we are, Smiley making a nice, easy, clean overtake there into turn 1. Almost not even turn 1, it's halfway down the pit, straight. Let's have a look now and see Bjorn Beast jumping onto the mediums with Wee going for the hard. So it looks like Bjorn Beast might be going for the 2-stop strategy. Yeah, a bit of a push trying to push those tyres to 21 laps on the mediums, but you know, definitely we could potentially push it to the end. So we have Smaller Smiley and Chaz, which I think is our closest battle on track at the moment. Oh, we've got Wee though, all the way down here in P16 making a move. Oh, as they both go side by side down into turn 10. Oh, narrowly avoiding contact. And there's, oh, some fantastic driving there as Wee just makes that look effortless. But, although I do believe they're actually both on hard tyres, although Sebastian's are 7 laps older than Wee's. As I think we've got Willow diving into the pits now, so Exotic takes the lead of this race. A very lonely lead out there at 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. With Red Dragon also pitting. So now we have our 3 front runners. Although, 2 seconds. 7 seconds behind Exotic Planes for Chaz. Lots of people hopping into the pits now, making that timing screen a bit chaotic, trying to figure out who's doing, whether there's overtakes or what. But I do believe we've got Wee here now, all making his move up past Barbar Senior, up right on the rear of Josh, who defending the inside. Oh, as they keep it side by side, but Wee just gets ahead out of the corner. That extra, those newer hard tyres really making a bit of a difference there on the traction for Wee. Although now he is still quite a long ways behind Willow. 4 seconds, if I'm reading this timing screen correctly. Willow makes his way up the track, trying to take as many of those places as he can. And Exotic Plane's going a bit longer, although we may see Exotic Plane's dive into the pits this lap. No, he's going out for yet another lap. Is he going to try and extend this and do just a 1-stop from the softs to the mediums? That'd be good to see. Smaller Smiley trying to get up on the back of Chaz. Again, just that nice, easy overtake on the pit straight. Dropping down into turn 1. As Chaz is going to get the DRS now up on Smiley. Barbar Jr. makes a move across Steinos. Let's have a look at some of those tyres, because we've got the majority of the pit stops out of the way now, I believe. Half the field is pitted. Barbar Jr. also pitted and went for the softs, yeah? 2-lap old softs, which is an interesting. So I can imagine we've got another 2-stopper there as well. The nice thing about the guys running at the people who didn't make it into Q2, plenty of fresh tyres for them now. Stanos attempts to make his way back up on it. Willow has overtaken Chaz now. We've got not Chaz, sorry, BMB's. BMB's still right up on the back of Willow. So I imagine we're going to see a nice little switch in a second. As our leader pits, with Smaller Smiley falling in just behind him, giving Chaz the lead of this race. We also have 1010 pitting. Oh, safety car. What happened here? Chaz DNF'd. What? I didn't think there was anything to watch with the lonely car up front, but apparently I have missed something there. Was not expecting to see a DNF from Chaz. Wondering if we could have had a bit of a technical malfunction there on that front. But it gives, interestingly, it gives Johnny B the lead of this race. So this is going to completely change up where we were. We've got people pitting now who haven't pitted previously. Everybody's putting their stops in, and we've got people jumping onto the hards for effectively a nice free stop. That's all I can think of, Zox. All I can think of is somehow he hit the wall on the straight. So there was a rear wing, there was a front wing somewhere on the track when I looked by, so it'd be interesting to see what's happened there. But we have got, I think besides Johnny B now, and that guy, who haven't pitted yet. So I think that although that guy, you know, we had Johnny B running quite far down, he could make it quite... What do we have here? Maybe popping out into P7 on this front. Let's see. I'm getting news from my reporters that there may be... Apparently he flew into a wall after he hit something. So... I want to see the clip. That's what I'm looking for here. So we have got Johnny B coming out of the pits now. Is he going to stay ahead of 1010? Not quite. As he comes out in P10. So made good gains from that, I think. I think there's been good gains made all around from the drivers here, taking advantage of that safety car. Although it does look like we have got a Steinos that was apparently the wrong way around. Steinos has left the session. Interesting. Snacks, I imagine, having to yield that position there. Although, I'm hoping that Steinos didn't want to pit, because he has now pit. Or that he did want to pit, sorry, because the game has decided to pit him, and it is putting him onto medium, onto hard, sorry. That would be unfortunate if he didn't want to pit at that point. But we have picked up the majority of the pack now behind the safety car, with the Red Bull of Josh on his way around. There we are, to join the rest of the track. Or the rest of the pack, sorry. It looks like... So, we are not even halfway through this race yet. We've already had, and we had our first retirement through a wall incident, with Willow leading at the moment, Bjorn Beast in P2, Exotic followed behind Exotic Planes, DeflatedWee, Smaller Smiley, Red Dragon, Jakob, 1010 Energy, Johnny B, that guy, Felix, Josh, the Barbars, both junior and senior, Snacks, Sebastian, and Steinos. Here we go. So we're not. We'll ultimately see a bit later on what happened to poor Chaz. Although, having just witnessed a clip, I'm not entirely sure what happens there. His car just looked to do a magical 180, so anybody watching our Discord would hopefully get a chance to see how interesting that was. Poor Chaz, there was nothing he could have done about that. There was nothing to it. Not that you would have expected to see somebody DNF up there. Although, yet again, we have Steinos has retired on track. Interesting. This is supposed to come out the pits there, but I imagine we should have our safety car in very soon. Every bit of the pack all seems to be bunched up together again now. 2 retirements from this race, and we are 13 laps in. No. Yeah, there we go. Safety car in this lap. We got everybody now frantically and desperately doing what they can to warm up those tyres. That. See, I personally, I know there's a lot of mixed opinions about this, but I like this. I like the fact that now you've got to work to warm up your tyres, because it looks like a real F1 race. Although Exotic Planes, for a second I thought he was pulling a Kimi. In fact, whoever's in that Ferrari, I think it's Barbar Jr. If Barbar Jr. just keeps on driving that straight line with no weaving, he's going to get the Kimi card. So let's hop back to the front of our grid now. As everybody is on their way out, I think it's like Willow might have gone a bit wide off the track there as he came down. Everybody spreads out. Oh, Bjorn Beast right up beside him with Exotic Planes that are 3 wide into turn 1, maybe? Oh, not quite all, but there was some contact there between all 3 cars. DeflatedWee make it. Oh, as we now have Willow off the track. It looked like there might have been a bit of contact there between the Mercedes and the Haas. Willow dropping down into P7 as Red Dragon and Smaller Smiley fight it out. Back. Oh, nice little onboard view there from Red Dragon's perspective of the battle between Wee and Smiley. Smiley makes it back up into P3. Exotic Planes, our race leader. It looks like we might have some action here between Barbar and Josh. Not quite close enough to the back of. Smaller Smiley though is making big gains on Exotic Planes. Could make for some interesting. No DRS this lap, remember, it's just pure slipstream. Although it does look like Johnny B must have hung around at some point as he is at the back of the pack. Not even quite at the back. Oh, as Bjorn Beast and Exotic make moves on one another. Exotic taking back that lead. Although Willow made it back up a place here. Is he going to make this move on Red Dragon? Oh, a bit of a dive. Oh, they come together. Oh, there's a bit of contact there between Red Dragon and Willow. Oh, it looks like we might have had another... Anybody else go around? No, just the yellow flag, I imagine, from their little bump. Oh, as Barbar Jr. makes a move down the inside of Felix. And he makes it work. There we are. Snacks making his way past 1010. 1010 at the back, which is surprising me. He was very, very quick on Tuesday. So, oh. As we have Björn Beast making a move here on... Potentially. Not this lap, maybe next lap. We'll have another switch for the leaders. Let's watch this and see how this goes. We have Sebastian a few seconds off the back. Barbar Jr. is running very close. And that guy as well. It's very close between Josh, that guy, and Barbar. It'll be interesting to watch them come down the straight in a second. Watch them going 3 wide. Oh, interesting. The DRS closed for a second then on Björn Beast. Josh making his move on Energy. 1010 retired from the session. Straight into the pits and retired. Björn Beast, Smiley and Exotic all the way up at the front of the pack. We lost 3 drivers from this race now. And kudos to Johnny B for sticking with it. What we want to see. Nice bit of tyre smoke from everybody. As we go up the hill towards turn 10. Oh, and these 3 are very close together. Whether or not we'll see any moves coming down this straight, however, is a different story, as we do have Jakob going very wide out. Just giving that place to Willow. Just handing it off. There's absolutely no contest there for Willow up into P5. However, the safety car has completely changed the strategy for this race, I think, now. Willow only 6/10 off Wee as he makes his way back through the field. That little bit of contact with front runners doesn't seem to have affected his drive, if you'll pardon the pun. The Red Dragon down into P7. So here we go. Smaller Smiley, very, very, very close to Björn Beast. Is he going to make it the move? Oh, no, not quite, as they all come quite close together here. Not quite enough, though. It doesn't look like anybody's really making moves down into turn 1 this time, but there's still another DRS straight here with Smaller Smiley. Oh, lunging down the inside of Björn Beast. Nice and clean through there, no contact whatsoever. Willow, very suddenly up on the back of Wee. Let's see, how are we going to see any moves? I don't think we're going to see any moves down to turn 10. That's proverbial race ending for that one. If you're going to try and make a move down into turn 10, you've got to be very good to make that one stick. Gaps start to open up a bit. Oh, Björn Beast very close to the back of Exotic. Now, are we going to see those 2 Mercedes come together at any point in this race, or are they going to play the team game and go for the win? Are they in this for the constructors, or are they in this for themselves? Who knows, we might have a little bit of team play go on, like here, you have one race, I have the next. That'd be fun to see. Good championship battle between them as we get our first penalty of the race. Snacks with 3 track limits warnings. Riding on board with Smaller Smiley, coming up DRS straight. I don't know if he's quite got the pace he needs here to make it go, but Björn Beast passed right by Exotic Planes with almost no challenge whatsoever. All 5 of these front runners up very close. Jakob not far behind, followed by Dragon, again not too far behind. It's a very, very close field here. Right on the edge of the track as we ride on board our Italian friend. My question is, are we going to see Willow make any moves on... Oh, we are right here as well, right into the turn, as I think they bumped wheels a little bit, but otherwise it was mostly a clean move. Oh, that's what we like to see. That's good racing. Willow is really pushing back through this field. He is gunning for the win. He has got a comeback to make for his unfortunate penalty that he got on Tuesday. Which put him back into, I want to say, P5 for the race. So Willow has got something to prove today. Got to show us all what he can do. And I think he's got a good shot at it as well. A very good shot at it. Fantastic pace. However, we have got Wee right behind him. Right on his gearbox. Everybody, the top 10, all within a second of one another. Top 9. As BMBs makes that pass on Exotic Planes, not that we were surprised by that. Looks like these two are working together very, very well to make this quite an exciting race up front. Barbar making moves halfway down the pack there. Starts to spread out a little bit, but our top 9 are still very close together. Sebastian has pitted, I imagine for a nice new set of tyres. In fact, let's remind us all of what tyres everybody is on. It's all mediums and hards at the minute. So, Smaller and Björn Beast on the mediums, but it doesn't seem to be quite enough really to get them ahead of Exotic Planes on those 8-lap all hards. Oh, bit out of shape there from Smaller as we bring ourselves down the DRS zone in the middle sector. This is the two teammates here for Smaller Smiley and for Willow. Are they going to work together on this front? Are we going to have some fantastic battles up front with the teams, or are we going to just see the drivers all in it for themselves? Don't know if we're going to even see any overtakes on the straight. Oh, Willow. Signs in the way, but Willow seems to have made a move out on Smaller Smiley. Nice clean move through. Made that stick. It's Felix, Barbar. Oh, as these two come together. Felix and Barbar into turn 1. Oh, we're going to see another move down here. Oh, 3 wide maybe. Into turn 4. Oh, as they all keep it quite clean. But we've also got Snacks coming up as well to have a sniff on the inside. As Felix manages to come out on top in that battle. Smaller Smiley and we might have also just traded places briefly. Oh, as the two of them come together, was that contact? Oh, as these two really battle hard for that fight, for that P4 position. Oh, as Wee makes another move down the inside. Managing to just stay out of the side of Smaller Smiley's car. However, Smiley has now, with that little battle, fallen out of DRS of Willow. So our top 3 front runners, they are out on their own now. Although I think Smiley might have just made it, you know. I think, let's have a look. Look at it from Wee's perspective. Does that rear wing pop open as Smiley jumps down into the pits? Oh, and that has got to sting. Smiley with a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Ah, oh, that is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. We had a fantastic performance from him on Tuesday, and that's going to sting a little bit. That's not what you wanted. Oh, Jakob and Wee now fighting for places, because they are now well out of DRS of our top 3. Wee is right behind. Ooh. Oh, that seems to be Johnny B. Must have gone around at turn 3. That's unfortunate. Johnny B trying to find a stride in 81. No doubt I know he will. Very talented driver. Our top 3 are all still sitting within 3/10 of one another, 4/10 of one another. very close. So all that battling behind between Wee and Smiley and Jakob has now pushed that part of those guys a bit further back on the track. So, well, he might do. Merck going to double team Willow. See if we won't see a Haas sandwich on the way up towards the end of the back, towards the back here. Oh, interestingly though, we have got Björnbeest going into the pits. It looks like that medium tyre wasn't enough to get them through. So are we going to see? Well, we can use Smaller Smiley as our benchmark for this to see how quickly he makes it back through the track. But we have Willow and Exotic Plains now very, very close together as we go up the second DRS zone. Oh, coming within touching distance of one another there. As this will make for quite a thrilling battle in my opinion, although we do still have some close racing between... Oh no! That is not what we wanted to see coming back here with poor Snacks going into the back of Barbar Jr. And he's already carrying a 3-second penalty and now he is missing his wing. So he is going to have no choice but to pit at the end of this lap. There's no way he's going to be able to make it to the end of the track without that front wing. Oh, so was it just that little bit, that little slowdown there from, Barbar Jr. right up behind Felix here. Are we going to see Felix making the move on energy? Or just going for the outside? Very close together, these two. Coming up the hill. Pretty much flat out at this stage in the race, but we are going to have a battle in a second into turn 1 between our two potential race winners with Exotic Plains and Exotic Plains and Willow. So Willow makes just a nice, clean, easy overtake into turn 1. So we back now to watch our Ferrari friends and Felix fighting. As Snacks has not pitted, Snacks is going to try and make it work with half his wing missing. But it seems like that's it. That unfortunate loss of downforce from the front now is just a bit too much for him. As we have him spinning out on the track, putting him all the way down at the back. But we do have the Mercedes of Björnbeest fighting with Smaller Smiley on the hards. Smaller Smiley carrying that unfortunate 10-second penalty. As did we have some, looks like we may have spun or had some contact with one of our other drivers up front. This race is, and it looks like Sebastian may have also spun out himself as well. I know, it's gutting seeing Wee dropping back a bit. It's not what we wanted. But Willow is still keeping up on the back of Exotic. Exotic must have overtaken him in that middle sector. Here we go. Nice. Another nice, easy, clean overtake, maybe? No, not quite. Didn't quite have the pace. Let's go down our field. Don't think we have any of the Ferraris here close enough to one another to make any moves at all. It is DRS Chicken. However, Smaller Smiley making a move on Björnbeest. Oh, Smaller Smiley is on the hard tyre, sorry, I'm not sure what I said. Sorry, the soft tyre, I'm not sure I said hard earlier on. Björnbeest on the mediums. These two really battling it out here. Ooh. The Snacks is in the pit. Hoping we'll see him carry on with this race. Could be an overtaking opportunity here between Felix and Energy, as they are both very, very close together. It is simply lovely, some of the battles we are seeing here this evening. Nice and close together, some of our drivers. Smaller and Björnbeest, it's going to be interesting because Smaller's got to make up some time. He's got to try and pull 10 seconds off the back of the pack and overtake Björnbeest. they can both make it up past Barber, and he makes a few more places. He could be in for a chance here to make some of those gains and stay in the points. See if Energy can make it over Felix on the way down here into turn 1. Picking up the pace. This will be nice and easy. I don't think we're going to have a challenge here at all. Felix keeping it nice and clean. Barbar Jr. not too far behind himself, as Smaller Smiley and Björnbeast seem to trade places for a bit of for half a second. Smaller has the DRS, but so does Björnbeast as Smaller goes down the inside. However, it looks like we might have Björnbeast on the switchback. Oh, very close through here. Those are the kinds of battles we want to see. Both of them right up near one another. As Snacks gets another 3-second penalty. Although it does look like Willow seems to have dropped off the back of Exotic a bit, so I'm not sure if he had a moment. As, from Smiley's perspective, Björnbeast makes a lovely overtake down into turn 10. That was absolutely fantastic. However, as they go 3 wide into here, not quite, but Björnbeast and Barbar are still fighting it out. Red Dragon quite close to that guy who was quite close to Jakob, so he might even be able to see an overtake here, but then there is still a 4-second gap up to Willow from the front of Jakob. Don't quite know. There we go. Smaller Smiley is very close to Barbar Jr. As we missed Red Dragon going over the top of that guy. Trying to catch as many overtakes on here as I possibly can, but we get IIRL Energy being overtaken by Felix. With Smaller getting a bit out of shape there with his battle with Barbar. Björnbeast making those moves on his much fresher tyres on Felix. Almost no challenge there whatsoever, but it does look like, unfortunately, Smaller is going to lose Björnbeast. Oh no! Oh no! Oh Björn! That's absolute. Poor form as Rich as Energy retires from the session. I'm not entirely sure if that was with damage or just out of the sheer frustration of what just happened there between him and Björnbeast. Retiring on track though. As Willow seems to have made his way back up to the back of Exotic. Don't know if he was just trying to save those tyres a little bit and cool them off, but our P1 and 2 battle is carrying on. Big up to Snacks for staying in this, even though he's had a bit of a bumpy race. As Willow, as that DeflatedWee overtakes that guy who looks like he might have got a bit out of shape and lost his rear end slightly. Smaller up into P8. I'm hoping to make these gains now on Björnbeast as he overtakes. He had the DRS. Here we go. I do worry, Stanos. You say that had Felix dropping back a bit there with Josh. You say, yeah, you span. Sock's got it dead on. You span on your formation lap. Your tyres do wear on that formation lap, so something you have to keep an eye on as you're going around. The last thing you need is melting your tyres on your formation lap. As we've got Red Dragon and Jakob very close together. Red Dragon not burning the overtake by the looks of it to try and get past Jakob there, but Jakob probably having to burn his battery. Not a lot by the looks of it, actually. As he tries to make his way up into that final podium place. Willow's still not close enough to Exotic to make a move there. And the rest of our field seems to have spanned out a bit, with Smaller Smiley still dropping off the back of Björnbeast. Remember, Smaller Smiley is carrying that 10-second penalty. Also, yeah, spinning, wheel spinning, dragging those tyres as Red Dragon makes that overtake on Jakob. Just about any. Oh, they came together a little bit there by the looks of it. Just those bang bangs. Character. Oh, as they touch again. And we have Jakob making just a nice, clean overtake. But it doesn't look like we're going to have... doesn't look like Red Dragon's going to give up that easily. Only 4/10 off the back as Willow pushing and pushing to try and make it on the back of Exotic. Those are the two battles we're looking for at the minute. That final podium place and our two front runners here. Interesting move from Exotic. Breaking that, trying to break that slipstream to Willow. As that guy retires into the pits as well, so nothing too exciting happening there. Red Dragon right up on the back of Jakob. Not a lot of people in DRS of one another, unfortunately. Now, are we going to be at... let's follow Exotic and Exotic and Willow down the pit straight, as we'll then swap back to Red Dragon to see if he can make that move stick. Oh, as Willow... oh, as they go side by side together. A bit of contact there, a bit of bumps. Oh, a bit more contact, but they all manage to keep it clean as Red Dragon moves down the side of Jakob. Very tight there, but they've locked wheels. Oh, both of them working very, very hard to stay off one another there. As Red Dragon finally switches past and into... oh no, there we go. Jakob takes that place back again. It looks like we've got a lot of switches back. Oh! However, we do have some... actually, there's so much going on here. It's so hard to keep track of both of these two battles going on at once. As we have Red Dragon going wide off the track. Still trying to take that battle to Jakob, though. As they lap Sebastian, who is unfortunately carrying a few penalties himself. Next up, again, it's just swapping at the minute between Willow and... oh, as Willow tries to make an overtake down here into... oh, we are right at the end of the race as well. I did not even realise that this was the very last lap. So here we go. They're going to cross the line. And we now have our first two crossing the line with Red Dragon right behind Jakob, as Jakob looks to be taking the third place. Crossing the line with Jakob, Red Dragon, Wee, Björn Beast, Josh, and Smaller. Smaller takes that 10-second penalty. As we have Barbar Jr. crossing the line with Johnny B not too far behind. Björn Beast, DNFing. I think he left the race, but it was unfortunate. It just gives him that... left the race before the end, so it gives him that DNF. But as we have Johnny B crossing the line... oh, there we are, with Snacks 30 seconds behind. Well, 30 seconds behind. So there we have it. We have Exotic Planes followed by Willow, Jakob, Red Dragon, DeflatedWee to make up our top 5. It does look like, though, Smaller Smiley managed to pull it off just well enough to get in those points. So assuming that correctly, Björn Beast would be ahead of him. We have Smaller Smiley managing to bring back that 1 point. I think we are going to be busy. Salty. So there we have it. Calls the end of our very first race for AT1. I'd like to thank everybody for sticking on board with me, even though half of my words were probably just aimless ramblings at one point. So there we have it. Our opening race has in fact been won by our previous AT1 champion, Exotic Planes. Willow pulling in P2, and Jakob actually. You know what? I wasn't expecting Jakob to be out into P3, but I'm very impressed nonetheless. Oh, we'll talk about that in a bit, Socks. So here we go, wrapping up our race. We have Exotic Plains followed by CRE Willow, Jakob, H2O, Red Dragon, DeflatedWee, Josh, Felix, Barbar Jr. bringing up those places and managing to finish in P8. Smaller Smiley with that 10-second penalty, unfortunately dropping him quite a few places. Barbar Senior, Johnny B, Snacks, Sebastian, BMB, well, BMB should be further up there actually thinking about it, and then our retirements at the end. So there we have it for our first AT1 race of the season. So awesome, I'd like to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I would hope that I'll see you more regularly on Thursdays, and hopefully Alex will be joining us in the future, but they unfortunately had a few issues this evening. So again, thank you very much to everyone for joining us on the stream. I hope you had fun. I know I did, although it does feel like I could probably use a break from talking for a while, which I'm sure people I live with will be very happy with. But yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you at the same time next week.